Hey, welcome to Outside the Box. Here we are on a Friday night. It's a little rainy where I'm at, and we got Peter waiting for Tony to get in the queue here, and you know what it's like when he tries to get on the air. And I know that we'll be having Patrice calling in a bit later, but Peter and I are definitely going to go a bit further on on the bond issues and the birth stuff and all the rest of it. So, yeah, anyway, Peter... yeah, you're my thought. Yeah, there you are. How are you doing?
I'm trying to eat. I haven't eaten all day. People are, go figure. You know, everybody wants to talk.
Yeah, no kidding. It's funny that you say that because that's exactly what we had to do. It's like no time here to eat.
Now there you go, whacking you already. You gotta love it.
I'm hoping Tony can call in because he had some interesting news that had been developing in the UK, and we've had a lot of interesting things happen up here today. Also, with regards to Patrice calling in, she's going to be calling in a bit later. Conserve her minutes. So I'm going to do a shout out for anyone that can open their arms to Patrice. She's having a bit of a rough go of it in terms of living accommodations and what have you. So if anyone down in the U.S., if you guys have anything or anyone that can help or whatever, as far as that goes, please just fire me off an email, katie@live.ca, and we'll get things hooked up. We got to get our Patrice safe, warm, and dry. As she calls where she's living, she calls it her sleeper, and doesn't always have access to Wi-Fi and all the rest of it. So anything anyone can do as far as that goes, that would be awesome. So, shall I keep talking while you eat, or are you okay?
No, you're good. Keep going. Yeah, keep rolling. I'm just trying to get my blood sugar up so I can carry on.
No worries. Yeah, a couple of interesting things coming across my desk today. It's been a rather interesting day. I wanted to outline a couple of things that have been bubbling to the surface with regards to what Lucas sent me via, Facebook chats and what have you. It seems to be, everyone's heard you talk, and me, but more so you, Peter, talking about the bonds and calling the bluff and whatever. And my first reaction is always one of, yeah, I totally agree with that, because that's where it's at. It had to start at the original sin with birth, and one of the questions I've always had rattling around in my head was, okay, great. So how did they end up killing us right after birth, basically? And a couple of ideas have come to fruition, and again, still in the process of sorting out and clarifying. But the premise is this. When Peter has been talking about the bid, performance, and payment bonds in the U.S., that's 24, 25, 25A. In Canada, it's 504, 505, 506. They're all construction bonds, and which makes total sense because what we're dealing with here is a construction. It doesn't matter if it's built with wood or whatever. It just so happens that the human body is mostly a carbon heat engine. But it's still a construction. It still had to be built, and it was built. The original contract between mom and dad, kind of thing, and then mom got busy doing all the building. So, mom's a key player in this, obviously, right? Because she's the one that actually does all the work, and that's where Lucas brought a few things to the table with regards to different words, and I kind of. Because he was working at trying to figure out how'd they kill us? Because we're dealing with a trust and a will, right? A secret will and trust. So you can't have that with a living entity. It has to be a dead thing. So here's what we came up with, and one of the magic words that Lucas came up with was contractions. The mother has contractions. She goes into contractions, which is contract ions, which means that the baby's just about to contract with the physical universe, come out into its own, right? Because up until that point, mom's doing all the work of feeding and housing and doing all of that, right? She's basically the nation for the baby, the as above, so below. And so she goes into contract ions with the baby. There's your bid, because it's all about, contracts, right? And when you want to get a contract, you put a bid out, an offer. So we have there's the bid, the contractions, the contract ions. And then, of course, sometimes the project takes a bit longer. Sometimes mom's in labor for half an hour. Sometimes 30 or 40 plus hours sometimes, and longer. And that's the labor. So there's a lot of labor goes into delivering this cargo. And of course, traveling down the birth canal, Jordan Maxwell covered a lot of this stuff very, very eloquently a very long time ago. So the baby, as Lucas put it so eloquently, breaks out of the Admiralty waters from the embryonic sac, breaks out of the Admiralty waters all on its own. So now it's free of the original sin of mother and father because they're part of the state, right? They're already slaves basically, and giving birth to hopefully what will become another slave. And that's why they do this thing right out of the gate, to ensure they can trap not only the body but the being that is riding around in it. So how do they do that? Okay, well, you have your bonds there. There's your bid, performance, and your payment is the baby delivered. The cargo is delivered. And if it's delivered in any state owned or feigned to soon be owned, and that could be your own house because, well, hey, if you pay property taxes, you're on the tax roll. And they like to roll drunks, these guys, or just roll everyday people. So the cargo has been delivered. So there's the payment is fulfilled, as it were. So the assumption of going into the hospital is actually the contract in and of itself. And I got a document across my desk today that I have yet to have a look at, but I also got some photographs of an actual deed poll with the baby's footprints on it. You see, because when both my daughters were born, of course, they take them away because they're going to, quote, clean them up, and unquote. And what they're actually doing is they're taking that cargo away from mom as quickly as possible to get its footprints onto the deed poll. This is how heinous these people are. If there are any medical professionals listening tonight, I need you to stop aiding and abetting in slavery, because that's what you're doing. And
well, hey, Kate, it parallels exactly what we've been saying about the damn birth certificate scam with the HBR, the baby's footprints. It's covered very well in that document, that 14-page document, because when the baby comes into the world, they got to put them prints on something.
Yeah, it's and another individual I was talking to today had direct interactions with the DTC, and basically they had been told that they were on the right track with the information, and stirred up a lot of trouble for this individual. And I got a bit of the history on that and got to see a bit of it happening in real time as well. But I haven't, like I said, I haven't even had the time today to open these up. By the way, I just got tagged here from Santos. Maybe we can drag him in. So I'm going to see if he wants to come into the show, if that's okay.
Sure.
Okay, anyway, carry on there, Peter. Sorry.
Yeah, anyways, I sent you a document a couple days ago in a Skype. Did you not get that one about the birth? And it was an article done by my brother Alfred. He does excellent articles in uncovering about the birth certificates and some other stuff. And
birth certificate order details, is that the one, or?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, just opening it up.
Yeah. I pretty much forwarded it to everybody in a Skype so they could, tie in the bouncing ball a little bit. More proofs, just more proofs. Okay,
and just so you know, I've got Tony on the line here. We got him in, and I've got Patrice, so I'm going to bring her in because I know she has very limited minutes. So I'm just going to bring everybody hot on the board.
Well, tell her she's got to talk extra fast now.
Yeah.
No, don't tell her that.
Hello, we got some cracking up again.
Yeah, and it's like we lost Patrice there. That's right. She said she was gonna listen. I'm sorry, Patrice. She said she was gonna listen in on the phone. She's limited minutes, so tell you what, hon. If you are listening, give me a text and let me know what's going down. I'm just waiting for Santo to tag me back to see if he wants to come in the show. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm just checking in all my things here. So. Okay. Wow, it's all coming in. Did you want to go over? That was my order confirmation. That was for the birth certificate. What we should be doing is order death certificates and comparing them.
Yeah.
You
They
know,
got them too. They got nice red digits on them suckers too. A buddy of mine actually got them from on his wife. They gave him 4 registered death certificates with separate different red digits on all the death certificate bonds. So they're making it in and out and every which way hypothecation can happen.
Wow. I'm just looking at. This is weird.
I see Santos over on. Let me see. I'm going to tell him to come on in.
Yeah, he's definitely there. It would be a good idea to bring him in. It'll be Richard now. So we got everybody showing up tonight. So talk about timing. All right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wasn't sure if Patrice was wanting on the air. Cause I know her. I know she's coming on the air. I just wasn't sure if she was going to listen for the first bit. Or whether she's listening via the phone. So just checking my phone right now. Okay. Just got time set several hours ago. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. Yeah, I've been getting messed with on a lot of different levels today. Oh, we just lost Tony. Messed with on a bunch of different levels today. So just bear with me, guys. Okay. So hello, Richard. Welcome.
Hi.
All right, so just you and me again, Peter. I don't know, have you heard from Santo yet? Okay. I got no sound here at all. Oh, there you are. Can you hear me okay, or what's going on here?
I can hear you fine. I don't know anybody else.
No, there's nobody else. Tony got bumped.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he's back.
Brain fart. The blood sugar hasn't kicked in yet.
No, that's okay. Yeah, Tony's back. Tony.
Kate, how you doing?
Good. Hey, you said you had some news, so Santos wants to come in, so I'm going to give him the link to the show. Just give me a second here. Oh, bloody hell. Why does it always happen? All right, here we go. I got to go to this. All right. Freedom Reigns, Blog Talk. I just gotta do a link for Tony. Carry on, buddy. I'm gonna bring Santo into the call. So start sharing some stuff that you were talking about today.
Yeah. Well, that's an interesting one. Several things have recently gone a bit strange of late. And one of the things that we've been doing is basically resonating with things. In other words, just picking up on a resonant energy and just seeing if certain things resonate with you, if they fit, if they hang with you, or if something feels, no, I shouldn't do that, or no, I don't want to do that because of this, that, or the other. I call it resonating. So some of the things that have been resonating recently is things have been happening around me to try and point me in an opposite direction. In other words, I was trying to pull in that direction over there, and the universe has been putting situations in my way where I've been going, okay, maybe I'm not supposed to be going in that direction, maybe I'm supposed to be going in this direction. Okay? That's called resonating. So one of the things that's been resonating with me really recently is about actually getting up off our butts and actually going out there and trying to be part of the change that we're talking about, that we implement. And one of the suggestions was that if we can get certain amounts of information viral about what we might do, which is pay number 10 Downing Street a visit and ask some very pointed questions to somebody out there. I was just basically resonating with that opportunity and going, yeah, I'd be prepared to do that. You know, if people wanted to stand by me and people wanted to, you know, if we could get this information to go viral, and then, you know, make a few phone calls, and I'd be willing to go and get that recorded and to go and ask some very searching questions. And I'll just throw that out there as one of the offers. And that's been resonating with me, so what do you think?
Absolutely. Again, this is about show and tell, not just people telling, right? And and that's the thing. A lot of people won't even get up the gumption to box a signature. Well, what happens if? I don't know. Just do it. All I know is that it.
Hey, I did it. I did it yesterday. I had fun, and the postmaster didn't have no problem with my box.
Exactly.
No comment.
Boy, I opened myself up to that one, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Oh, by the way,
never mind.
Disclaimer for tonight, and that's not to disclaim anything that we're saying as being truth, because it is truth. What we're doing this for is to make sure that everything that we say, that we're grown-ups and it's about us. So don't be including any third-party individuals in here that gift us with the time and space to do this. So if you can't handle the heat, get out of the fire. If you can't handle the show, well, the door you walked in actually opens up and you can walk right back out again. No harm, no foul. If you want some hard-cutting truth, if you want it right in your face, well, you're in the right place. We don't pull any punches here. We've been slaves for too long. If you're really happy with that paradigm, then I would recommend you stick your head back in your government. Govern is Latin for rectum and ment mind, so rectum mind. So yeah, stick your head back in your rectum mind. That would be pretty good. Anyway, so there's the end of that I can speak for me, and I will speak for me only, just as you guys will. That's good. Anyway, carry on.
No, I basically said my piece. That's a suggestion that's recently come to me, and I think I'm going to, run with it as long as everybody else thinks it's a good idea.
I think it's a great idea. I mean, hey, that's all we've been doing. I didn't think it was a good idea to go back to my house that night, but I just said, if not me, then who?
Hey, Kate, Santos wants to know the password to get in the game.
Oh, all he has, he just has to log into, I gave him the link. All he has to do is click on that and log into Blog Talk with his Facebook and hit the Skype button.
Okay, you're going to have to explain that a little slow because I'm a slow dog. Okay, click on the link. What link would that be? I guess.
I got it.
Shall I bring him in?
All right.
Shall I bring him in?
Yeah. I'm the technology deficient, you guys. You got me in the deep end. I'm just a thinker type guy.
Let's see if this works.
Oh man. We call it that for a reason. We call it that for many reasons. So what I gotta basically what you do is click on the link. Click on the link. Log in to Blog Talk. I'm telling everyone how to do this if they need to call in. Log into Blog Talk with your Facebook account. Refresh. There we go. That should get them home. Yeah, we're going to get Santo on. I think I'll be running the board. We lost Peter or Tony again. I'll be on the board with Santo on Sunday night. Tomorrow night we're having a bit of a dance party with Freedom Reigns. They host Dave Miola and their password. We don't have a password. That's for the hosts only, and you're using the board. Only most of the time. Sorry guys, at a time can call in. Oops, can use that call in. Alright, so you have to log in normal. So sign out with Freedom Reigns. Sign in with your own Facebook. There we go. Okay, so that's it. Now I understand what's going on. He was trying to bring in from the how do you call it? From the board. He is a host. Yes. What is a box signature? Well, it's where you put your signature. Thanks, John. Good question. It's where you put your. We want to talk about this tonight. So let's start off on this, Peter. This is a great start. When you sign anything, when you put a box around it, you have lifted it off the paper. You have remove the ability to hypothecate that, i.e. to, lend it to someone through UCC 3419, where they can do whatever the hell they want to remonetize it time and time again. So when you put a box around it, it goes stop, because you've basically put a border around your nation. Okay, no one touches, and that's part of law of nations too, I guess. That's just the first thought that came to mind there. What do you think, Peter?
I got sidetracked. My David Russell's telling me about issues with the dam system, and there's not a damn thing I could do from it. He's 300 miles away. So, anyways.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody wants you to fix crap. I'm not the techno geek. Wrong guy. They always want to bring it through my door, and I have no clout. I'm not there. So, therein lies the problem. So, anyways, I'm getting diverted from my task here, so let me get back onto this page. And what was the question? I'm having, like I say, blood sugar's down tonight.
Yeah, just about the box signature. When you put a border or a box around your signature, you've actually put a border around your nation, which is you. That's who you are. It's like you're lifting your nation off, and it. I see a smacking of law of nations there. And something else, too, with regards to seals and why they're critical over signatures is they can't rehypothecate a seal, but they can a signature.
Right.
Only slaves sign for things.
Right, and live flesh and blood men seal things.
Yep.
That's why I tell people, get off the damn signature stuff. I don't seal nothing. I seal everything. I don't sign anything. Anyways, I had a chance to go down to the post office and deal with a money order, and they don't have a clue what the hell I'm doing there. I just put the damn box around it in purple and put my Peter Eugene on it, and I know they're not going to be able to hypothecate that instrument anymore.
Perfect. And we have Santo and Tony on the line here, so, and I might actually throw another guest on. Looks like he's got his wheels turning. So
brilliant.
Oh, and Patrice just joined us, so I don't know if she wants to go on the air right now, or so I'll tell you what, you guys can carry on and talk, and I'm going to
Anyways.
Yeah, you guys.
Well, I think everybody should be boxing in their signatures across the country, folks. We're gonna have some real fun with this. They won't be able to hypothecate any of these instruments. You got your payroll check, hypothecate the damn box. Put the damn deal in a box, and so they can't use the damn. This is what's killing this is what's killed the nation, because that's all they can do is hypothecate crap. You put a box around the signature, it's a dead instrument right where it lays. It can't go no further. Can't send it around for some more funny money rehypothecation, and it's time for him to go piss in the big weeds. You know what, folks, snap the hell out of it. It's really time to move. Everybody's got to grow a spine. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's got to grow up a little bit in my world, because everybody's what if. You know what? I don't busy myself with what ifs, folks. I just take action. Take some action. This is what life's all about. If you're going to be controlled by dictates, by scum-sucking bottom feeders from hell, then you know what? Then you deserve what you've got coming to you. And I never thought I'd hear myself say that, but I'm not bringing no love right now, because everybody sat back and they're waiting for all of us to go into the breach, and then we'll go into the breach for themselves and help their brother with some heavy lifting. Folks, this is going to be a requirement of everybody. It's your world. If you don't like what it's looking like right now, then you have the capacity to change it. If you can stand on your own 2 feet like a man or a woman. Folks, this is what it comes down to. If you don't stand now, you'll be dying on your knees. That's what it comes down to. The time is nigh, folks. It really is. Everybody's sitting waiting for the white knight on a freaking horse. Anyways, there is no white knight, folks. You are the white knight. You're on your own white knight. So you know what? Stand the hell up for yourself, or stand up for your kids if you don't want to do it for yourself. Grow a spine. This is what I did. Hey, this is what I do for my family. I don't do it for me. I do it for them, because I don't want them inheriting this insanity, because that's what's coming. Obama chips for everybody. You know,
Exactly.
you put it in your butt cheek and track you like the chattel property you are. You know what, folks? I mean, if that's what you want, then you stay right where you're at, do absolutely nothing, because you're going to have a guaranteed negative, deleterious outcome on the rest of what little life you may have left.
Exactly.
I'm sorry to put it this way, but you know what? Hey, I'm excited now because you know what, folks. When do you stand up for yourself? When do you take the bull by the horns? I can't come do it for you. All I can do is do it for me. But if I get everybody to do it for themselves, guess what? That's called heavy lifting. Light hands make many hands make light work. And folks, it's sort of like the now or never time, you know. I mean, y'all want to sit on your hands and wait for all these other white knights. You know what, folks? It doesn't work that way. Where is your minds and where is your spines? Folks, it's time to stand up and be counted on a different level. We're not going in anger. We're not going in war. We're going in love and harmony to make this right, because our brothers and sisters that are screwing you, they didn't get the memo either. Well, they need to get the memo, but they can't get the memo if you're not putting it forward. So everybody needs to put their own memo forward, and that's what they use in the military. You know how we got our next directorate? It's by a memo. And here you get to put together your own memo. So I'm sorry, Kate, you know, I'm snapping a little bit because, you know, what the hell? You know, when the hell do we get our heads out of our butts and move forward for ourselves? It's not for me, it's for you.
Exactly.
Anyways, I apologize for my little rant, but you know what, folks? The time is nigh. So, you know, when do you crap or get off the pot? Nobody can do it for you. You have to do it for yourself, and it requires an actual action. We don't want you to go to war with these folks. We don't want you to go beat nobody's brakes off. All we want to do is stand up for yourself and say, hey, we're well aware of what you do, and we're not a party to it, and we're not, you know, this is the way this works. So we're going to hold you in honor, even though there's no honor in the public, and we're going to make you accountable for your bad acts, because there's just a bunch of bad actors running this freaking show.
Because we
been
learn.
running the damn show for the last couple 100 years. But you let them get away with it. That's why they get away with more. This is how it really works. When you stand down and do absolutely nothing, that's acceptable behavior to you, and you're telling them that that's acceptable behavior.
That's right. Giving them the green light.
Okay. Hey, time out.
Yeah. I'll go to my corner now. I'll take my time out. I'm sorry.
That's it.
Break it up a little bit. We got a lot of people in here tonight. We got Santos Bonacci's joined. We got Tony here.
Hi, guys. Hey, Santo. Santo, you there?
I am. How are you guys?
Very good.
Not too bad. Now we've quietened Peter down a little bit.
Yeah. They forgot to put me on my medication again tonight.
Sure, it's not premenstrual tension.
Yeah, it could be PMS. I got a lot of women in the household. The estrogen's rubbing off, I think. My pineal gland's taking a hit. Anyways, give us some, share some love. What you got, brother?
I've been talking to folks in Italy. These guys are the big, well, for want of a better word, sovereignty dominion people in Italy. This is the big group in Italy that I've just shared with them the information about the bond and the signature inside the box and the paperwork to bring into court. And these guys are so excited and enthusiastic. Sort of a show like now, just only half an hour ago, right? And they want in. I gave them the they get new ideas, recognise, etc., etc.
We got a bad line there, Santa.
Yep.
There, how can you bear it, mate?
They show you the love, bro.
Wow. Okay.
Now I can hear you good.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, do you want me to say that again?
Yeah, well, something about, our Italian brothers are taking up the charge a little bit and to get a discharge, I guess.
Okay. Well, I was on a call with a group, a small group, and these guys are leading the way here. I've actually done a radio interview about 6 months ago with them, and they've sort of been quiet. But anyway, they called me up out of the blue. morning I had a chat with them and shared the new technology with them about the bonds, etc. And these guys realised, because they're switched on. You don't have to wake these guys up. They realised that we have the remedy of all remedies.
Yep.
And they are keen to fly with it. So I said to them, I gave them the Postmaster General's link. And
that's probably why they apparently were having some technical difficulties with the site. They must have bum rushed the front door and knocked it down or something, because I just got a cue from somebody that they're having problems with the site. My brother Ted's he's not there at the moment. He's down in Florida at the seminar, so it may be a little bit before we get to it.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's a good response, Santa.
I noticed that. I noticed that the website was down. But anyway, look, the Italian guys now have got it, and the Italians absolutely want to fly this. These guys, I said to them that I'll do some research about what documentation they need, for when they go to court and everything, because obviously they'd have their own forms and documents, etc., wouldn't they, Pete?
Yeah, like for us it's gpo.gov. Everything's accessible and easy to access for all those who would like to get their PDFs run off, their blank PDFs, so they have full knowledge of what you were speaking of. We never fill them out. Don't have to fill them out. They're already filled out for you behind the closed door, and you just want to bring them forward so you can settle the account. You want to show some love, but you don't want to wait till you get before the judge to do it, neither.
No, hey guys, I need you all to be gentlemen for a second here. I had to mute Patrice's mic. It was the traffic on her phone that was cutting in and breaking things up. So what I'm going to do is because Patrice is sitting in her car, I want to get her on the air for a few minutes anyway. Let her get some of her story out. It's one hell of a story, guys. You need to hear this.
All right.
Okay.
You're on, baby.
Yeah, but I need another 15 minutes because I'm actually on foot. That's why you're getting all the traffic.
Okay.
And I'll be another 10 minutes or so. I'll text you and tell you that I'm in a spot that's not trafficy. Anyway,
okay.
So I'm inside. Okay?
I'll put you on hold again, and you can text me at that point. Okay, hon?
Yep. Well, I'll text you in about 10 more minutes.
Okay, thank you.
I'm just listening. So if you want to move me back out, that's fine.
All right.
No worries.
Hey, Santos, get up with me after the show, and I'll give you a little direction flow, because I've uncovered some other nifty little things that we're field testing over on this side of the pond, and it's exciting, very, very exciting. And I'll turn you on to it after the fact.
It is. It's absolutely exciting. I mean, restitution day, guys. It's restitution time. That's all it is.
They're caught with, they're caught with their, hey, brother, they're caught with their hands in the cookie jar, literally.
That's peaceful and loving. What I said to the Italians was, I said, listen, this is a beautiful day in history. This is a beautiful, glorious day in history where now the thieves can provide restitution for their crimes. That's all. We're not going to, there's no vengeance. There's no evil intent. There's nothing that they need to fear, except they've stolen our wealth, and they just have to return it. You see, so it's restitution day, and it's glorious.
Well, hey, Santos, that's the whole magic, and there's no magic, but that's the whole point of removing your dadgum estate off the freaking slave plantation because they stole your freaking birthright. Until you cut that damn Gordian knot, you're stuck in no man's land. They're waiting for you to make a business decision. That's all we're doing is a simple business administration, like you and I talked about 2.5 months ago. It's an administrative decision, and when you do that, and you're no longer under their USA Inc., you're literally not part of their nation state, their fiction corporation, and they have no capacity to draft you for performance and steal that which was literally stolen out from underneath you at birth.
Hey, guys,
yeah.
Can I interject with something?
Sure.
Okay. Anyhow, it seems to me like a lot of people are trying to claim what's already theirs and their birthright, and we want all this government shit to come to a close on that. And all people have to realize is, all they have to do, I mean, aside from claiming the fact that, listen, I'm not a 14th Amendment slave on your ship, right? All they have to do is not promote it. Like, if you don't like Walmart, don't shop at Walmart. You don't like the government, well, tell them you're no longer a citizen and stop paying your taxes. And the faster that happens, the faster these people all go down. And it's just that simple.
And I would say you were 100. Hey, brother, I'm going to tell you right now, you're dead nuts, 100% incorrect. You know, we haven't had no dialogue, brother, because you're not seeing things from my side of the fence. And where I'm sitting from, you've left your steak on the plate, and as long as you leave your steak on the plate, they're going to draft you for informants until your butt falls off no matter what you say. You have to have a place to take the estate. And if you don't, Pete, you're in dead man's land.
But, Pete, the thing is, that the pursuit of happiness in the United States Constitution states that I can sue. I'm probably the only person, I'm probably the only man in the private that I know that's ever walked into the Court of Queen's Bench and said, I'm not a Canadian. And as far as leaving my estate, well, I came into this world with nothing, and that's how I'm going out. So nothing is ours. It's just a transitory stopping place.
That's right. That's right. And I'm not saying anything is yours. I agree with that philosophy 100%. I've never said it's yours. We own nothing. They control everything.
That's right. Absolutely. But again, if we want to take that control away from everybody, all we have to say is, oops, sorry, you're not getting my taxpayers, so you can go kill brown innocents overseas. And the faster we do that, the faster their fake, fictitious de facto empire comes to a crumble. You know, it's like the Bible says. Are you par able? Are you able to speak at par? Well, if you're par able and you're willing to do nothing, well then that's all we have to do is stop supporting these people. Like myself, I find too many people are running around and they want to be adversarial. They want to add verse, and it's not a matter of adding verse. We can't be adversarial, and pretty much, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, if a lot of people are being adversarial with the police, and if people really want to wake up, they're the ones that we want to bring to our side. We want to inform them and give them food for thought instead of running around going, okay, well, I won this and I'm not even in your jurisdiction, because then we have separatism and division. And if we all divide, well, the faster we get conquered and we fall apart. So I don't know. That's just my personal insight on that.
Yeah, well, we're moving this train forward, whether everybody gets on the page or not gets on the page. That's why God gave everybody free will. Everybody gets to make a choice for themselves. You stand where you stand, and that's your personal choice. So, they'll know them by their acts and deeds, and that's what so if you don't make your act and deed apparent, they think that you're amenable to the nefarious situation that they've been doing on the masses for their entire lives.
Exactly.
Oh, absolutely.
Anyways.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I'm just saying that, like people, I've listened to other radio programs, not this one in particular, where like too many people are being adversarial, and all we have to do is show love. We don't have to be adversarial, and all we got to do is try to win these police officers over. Same with judges, lawyers, doctors. We just have to re-educate. I have a simple philosophy in life. Like, if people want to be adversarial and they're looking for a fight, just go into the bar with the attitude you're looking for a fight, and one will come to you. We have to be careful what we're manifesting.
Hey, brother, hey, brother, let's get with the game plan. That's what I'm doing with settling the account. That's going in love and harmony. You said that yourself 2 months ago. So, you know what? We have a capacity and ability to settle the damn account. Give them the love. Show them the love. They want the freaking money. We're to give them the dadgum money. It's all good.
Oh, absolutely. Well, just my biggest thing is I find too many people want to chase after these fake de facto notes, which really is just helping further their empire. I'm not saying anybody in particular here. I'm just going from what I've been seeing the last few months, and it's like, well, if people want to chase after those fake de facto notes and say, well, now this is my empire and this is my salvage and that's my salvation, well, they're going to get the same mishmash that they're looking for. What you resist persists, and so we just have to stop. We can't be resistant and stuff like that. And the faster people, too, stop trying to claim that, like, oh, well, the government has money in a trust for me. Well, that trust was never yours to begin with. That was given away at birth, unless you went back 7 years prior to their Sescovie bullshit acts and all that other stuff in the Canadian Citizenship Act, C-29. But, I mean, you know, like, I came into this world with nothing, and that's how I'm going to go out. It's probably shit in my pants, but I can accept that, you know.
Yeah.
And I think...
And I don't think anybody's broaching, at least not on my side of the fence. We're going to go get some funds, dude. We're closing it down. We just want we want love and harmony and be left the damn alone. That's all we're looking for. So we're going to peace. We're going to peace with the whole damn system. So I don't give a shit if there's no funding system. I don't care if there's nothing backed by gold or whatever. Hey, all I want to be is, you know, you go fry ice on your side of the fence and leave my happy ass alone, and don't put down no dictates to my world, because I'm the man. I'm not a fiction.
That's right. That's right. You made that claim, and I mean, you know, it's like me. I made that claim too. And I'll be honest with you, people leave me alone. I don't run out there being adversarial, and nobody seems to want to bother me. I mean, I've made my claims properly. I did perform, you know, per as a form, the performance as far as the pursuit of happiness. It became my pro suit, and I mean, who can contest that? Only cons would contest that. And any further, it would simply be outright fraud on the court. You know, It's like when I was traveling, when I flew from Edmonton to Ottawa, the one woman's looking at all my identification and my court, my lawsuit and all that stuff, and she's like, well, I can't accept this. And I said, well, lady, I says, I'm not here to be adversarial with you. I said, but if you decide not to honor a certified court order through the Court of Queen's Bench and a certified court order through the Attorney General's office, and the fact that the Transportation Safety Act of Canada states that you have to let me go, I said, well, you know, I said, that's not really good. She was so flustered she didn't even know what to say. And then the other woman, she looks at me, the one woman, she's like, well, I can't let you go. And I just looked at her and I says, miss, I says, this is out of your hands. I said, you know, read those documents, take the time. And then she says, well, why didn't you come up and show me all this stuff earlier? And I says, well, I did. I said, but you told me that you were busy and for me to go and grab a seat. So that's when the other woman looked, and I smiled at her, and she says, may I see those papers, please? And I said, yeah. And she looked at them, and she goes, yeah. She says, you're good to go. And I looked at both of them, and I said, thank you. Have a good day. Thank you so much. And that was it.
Right.
You know.
Yeah,
but like,
a little love and honey, brother. Yeah, just a little love and honey.
And, you know, I guess just my message to the general public or the general people in the private is just please stop running around and calling yourselves free men unless you work for free. It's a classification for a slave. Dump all these titles. We are that we are. Forget about this money, and the faster we get back to trade in the private, well, the better off we all are. Like even if we went back to a gold standard, you're back to the haves and the have-nots. And it's just as useless as tits on a bowl. Yep. You know, it's so. But anyhow, you know, I just thought I'd throw that in there for a joke.
Yep, that's all good.
Wait, tits on a bowl. Someone call me.
Damn, Kate.
Oh, you guys, I'm just letting you go. You know. Anyway, I haven't had a text from Patrice yet, so I'm just waiting for her to dial up and let me know when she's available, because I want to get her on because she's got very limited minutes, like myself, it's a cell phone. And again, another shout out to anyone in the U.S. I think she's in Dakota's area or whatever. Oh, she just texted me, so let me just check here, make sure it's her. And in a new spot, I guess she's good to go, so I'm going to bring Patrice back onto the board here. And if you guys could be gentlemen, I know you like bashing me around, but that's okay. I'm used to it. So here I'm going to bring Patrice in. Anyway, so your mic's not there, Patrice, so I just got your text.
Hello, can you hear me better now?
Oh, wait a minute. Are you warm?
I've had almost. I got to turn the little heater on, and that should take a bit, but at least I'm had a very long day. Okay, you don't even know the half of it. I only managed to get you one little email out in the middle of it. But what do you want me to talk about? Round 2 yesterday with the DHS, or round 3 today with the new postal money order runaround stuff, or what?
I think with yesterday and bringing everyone to speed on it, because everyone needs to hear this, because what you're doing, you're actually living everything that I'm talking about.
Right. So this is a follow-up to the thing yesterday was the intimidation factor with the so-called employer was running a criminal background check on me. They wanted me to go and do a drug test, so I did that, and I boxed, of course, boxed my pee signature that this is my urine, so I did that. And then by the end of the day, she had emailed me and said, oh, after all that, anyway, we cannot accept I can't accept your ID, right? The driver's permit and my social security card, right? So she sends me a list and threatens, to rescind the employment and, does all this, intimidation factor stuff, DHS and blah, 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 and you didn't give me proper ID and I have to, be in coordination with the Immigration Security Act and, just all this classic, intimidation stuff. So I'm like, okay, well, so the list she sends me, is again, choose from column B and column C, the Chinese menu stupid thing that you have to do. And excuse me while I'm trying to get warm, guys. I've had a long day. I've been on foot all afternoon, and it's rather cold outside, so we'll talk about that too. So I look at her list, and it's, then it says, acceptable items for column B, which is the column that I had submitted the DP driver's permit under, has a bunch of things, and one of them is a cause ID, I'm like, okay, that's cool, I have one of those. So I'll substitute the cause ID, which is nothing more than a picture and a number. And I'm like, gee, that's pretty much what the DP permit is, a picture and a number, And so I turn that in with I go and notarize that, and I turn that in with the social security card, and no answer from her. Oh, I forgot, Kate. I wrote her some nice correspondence, didn't I? I wrote her some correspondence about, now that you have full disclosure on me and you have my bank accounts, my social security card, 5 forms of identification, you've run a criminal background check, you've taken body fluids, how about full disclosure on your end? Okay, so why don't you, since I gave you 4 opportunities to validate my identity, because I have to show documentation which documents my identity, and I've done that 5 times with these people. So I said, so where is your due diligence to call the number on the back like I asked you to, call the nearest Canadian embassy like I asked you to, call the Governor General, call the DHS, since you were threatening me with the DHS, then call the DHS and have them look me up. Well, she didn't do any of those things. And, by the way, she hasn't answered my new updated, hello, who's that? The ID that I did send. So now this is all in suspended animation, and I pretty much said, look, you're engaging in a pollution of rationality that you, for whatever reason, you believe that you can't hire me part-time after all these hoops. I'm like, what's the next obstacle you would like me to jump? Because I'm available to work, and I'm being retaliated on, being totally retaliated on for 5 months now as a whistleblower, and then really badly since I joined DP after the seminar in early September. So the first 3 months, all summer I was retaliated on to begin with for being a whistleblower on the public side. Then once I joined DP and, I've been trying to change my status over, made the declarations, put all the paperwork in, and been declaring my private side status, I've really been thwarted from meaningful employment.
Can I
badly.
Can I interject for a second, Patrice?
Yep.
Okay. Right, I wasn't happy dealing with the government. So rather than writing them all these letters, and I'm not saying what you're doing is right or wrong because it doesn't really matter, right? It's that yin-yang thing. But what I did when I left the government and the workforce and all that stuff, I left. And these people, whether you send notices to them in court and all that stuff, and look at the word dis and closure. You think you're going to get closure? Not if the word dis is in it. You will not receive that. And these people are not compelled to perform against themselves in proceedings as a witness against themselves. So they will not.
I'm not in court with it. This is not court. No, you're getting totally. We're not on the same page. Who am I talking to?
No, but even with the job site and all that stuff, It's like me. When I was last unhappy with my job, I just got up and left. I got tired of trying to explain things to people.
Look, you don't understand my whole history. I got up and left. I forfeited all pay and benefits from the military. There's a lot of. I've been living out of my car for the last 6 months. Okay, I have nothing left. Okay, it's one thing to say up and leave. It's another thing to live the way that I've been living and tell me not to send paperwork when I've been trying to find meaningful employment. So I'm going to hang up the phone soon, Kate, because I'm not on that page. That's not where I'm coming from with this phone call. I want to inspire people to be able to leave and work on the private side. I've been trying to find work. I've been trying to find work privately, okay, to get tutoring, to operate on the private side, to be on the private side, and even on the private side, I'm being interfered with. That's real.
Patrice.
I'm going to hang up because I'm getting upset.
No, Patrice, hon. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Patrice. Okay, guys. You know, I got to tell you something. I've got the emails from her today, and what I don't need anyone doing is interrupting her story, because I've got the emails. I've read her story, and I know what's going on. And quite frankly, everyone needed to hear that, and she has every right to be pissed off right now. I'm surprised she stayed on as long as she did. So I need people to let people finish their story before anything gets said or jumped on, because there are a lot of assumptions based on experiences you are not having. And I'm actually in the middle of this with Patrice, and I'm seeing what she's going through, and it's some creepy shit.
And Kate, may I interject for a second? I'm not saying what's good or what's bad, okay? We've all been through stuff like that. We've all slept out on the street at one point in our life, I'm sure. There are people overseas being bombed. Babies being born. So, I mean, we all understand that part. That's not a problem.
All right, what people need to do is they need to take. Hey, Peter, you got some of those 1970s Quaaludes?
Yeah, I got a whole box at the house. It's all good. I can share the love.
Okay. I'm not exactly calling me on Skype right now. If you're going to call into the show, you got to call in through Blog Talk. And quite frankly, given the load of people we have tonight, we got too much going on to really have any call-in questions or whatever. So no harm to anyone, but we got a lot going on here. So I'm just going to
Santos.
Yeah, Santos, take the helm for 5 or 10 minutes, and I need to get some updates from you and as well. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't get the last little bit that you said there, but yeah, that's fine. Yeah, well, as I said, I've been able to post the show that went out on the 20th with Dean Clifford, yourself, Tony, Kate, and Pete. You were on it too, and that was probably the best show I've ever heard in my life. Man, my wife must have thought I was crazy. I was screaming with laughter as you know, as you guys were just unfolding the remedy of remedy. It was beautiful. I posted it everywhere, and I said to people, stop everything you're doing, spread this, viral. Babylon the Great has fallen.
Yep.
Right on, Santos.
Yeah, it's fallen. It has fallen. The fiction. Babylon, get out of her, my people, if you do not want to share with her in her sins. And the sins is when you sign. You know, let me tell you guys a little story. A couple of years ago, when I thought I was, a sovereign and a free man and all this stuff, and, as Dean said last week on that particular show, he said, man, we were wrong. We did some wrong shit. But now we have the remedy. Anyway, back a couple of years ago, the local council was harassing my mother for not registering her dog, because Mum didn't want to pay $25. She thought, nah, screw them. Yeah, my mum knows. She's enlightened. She's really enlightened. Anyway, so I was an idiot, and I went and wrote one of those sovereignty letters back to them, and I didn't sign it because I knew not to, right? I had a feeling back then that I shouldn't have signed it or got Mum to sign it. But anyway, they sent back a letter saying, hey, this letter is not signed. We want to address this situation. And I fell for it. And I thought I wrote a better letter that would have exempted my mother from signing on that letter. But I fell for it. All they needed was the signature. Guess what happened a couple of weeks? Yeah, guess what happened a couple of weeks later? They sent some officers from the local council down and gave her a summons.
They're going to draft her for performance. Gee, go figure.
Exactly.
How's that work out?
Yeah, and I turned up in court as Mum's administrator. I did everything right, and they still went ahead what do they call it? Ex parte. And I did all the sovereignty things back then, that I knew what to do. I mean, I said I didn't consent and all of that stuff. It was aggressive. By today's standard, it was adversarial. So I was already, in dishonour. I did 100 things wrong. But anyway, the point is that I want to say is, if I had have boxed that signature, it would never have gone to court. You see.
Matter of fact, that's working real good on tickets here in America, folks. So anytime Deputy Donuts wants to give you a speeding ticket, go ahead and give them your signature, but make sure you put the damn thing in a box real quick so it's on the master copy and all the other sin underneath it. It's all good, folks, because they can't see it on the page.
Yeah, and there's something else, too, and I've been talking about this for the last couple of years, and where it really came to fruition for me was when I was working on getting a passport to get my dad's ashes back to Ireland last year, and oops, Patrice is texting me here. So, by the way, just while I'm saying this, I get Patrice back on the air. I just want people to let her finish her story. I've got the emails. You guys need to hear this stuff, okay? This is about encouragement. This is not about saying what people do right and wrong. Everything we do is perfect. It is both right and wrong, okay? So we got to get into that balance. But getting back to the box signature, and not really fully. I understood all the four cornering aspects and what it meant, and it didn't really sink in until I'm looking at passport applications, and you've got to box everything, or the signature. If you sign outside the box, the document is void. So a critical little piece of information, and it's something we knew. We just haven't really put it into effect because we didn't really see the power of it, and it's more powerful than people realize. It effectively turns your signature into a seal.
Yep. The blood red thumbprint, the blood red thumbprint, and your first and middle, no fiction last name.
Yeah. So no, it's very powerful stuff. And anyway, I'm just waiting for Patrice to call back, and I've been checking. You wouldn't believe what my helm is like right now with texts and Skypes and emails. And, oh my God. Anyway, so yes, carry on, Santo.
Yeah, look, Babylon the Great, it's a false idol. Fictions are idols. And, for instance, Barack Obama is a false idol. It's not real. It's a false idol because it's all based on an illusion. He's the president of the biggest illusion getting around. And these are the false idols that we were warned about in all of the Holy Scriptures, and in particular the Hebrew Scriptures called the land where fiction happens, Canaan. And the Israelites were warned, when you enter the land of Canaan, be careful, lest you should be seduced by the gods of the Canaanites. And the warning is pretty simple. It's not historical. The Canaanites, it's not about the historical Canaanites. It's about the world and its system of slavery and servitude and civilization and all those other dirty words that make us believe that they're good words. They love it when we think they're good words. Socialism, communism, fascism. They love it when people join sides with those concepts, those fictions. They love it. The elites love it. They adore people who are Republicans and Democrats and whatever other shit there is, fiction out there in Babylon the Great. They love it. Hillary Clinton loves it because it brings them wealth, because they've been leveraging our bonds for so long, and we dum-dums, goy, because that's how they consider us. Yeah, the Bilderbergers and all those, all those little groups, the trilateralists and these elite black nobility families that are doing all of this crime. Oh yeah, they will be uncovered. My research is already uncovering them. Please, people, watch my new presentation, Syncretism, when I get it edited. Hopefully tomorrow I'll finish editing it and put it up on YouTube and spread it, make it go viral. I have busted their theology. I've busted it. There is only one theology. Christians do not own the truth. Muslims do not own the truth. Jews do not own the truth. They have the truth. The truth is in their documents, but they don't even know it. Christians who go killing American Indians 500 years ago because they want them off this land, those Christians there do not know that the Bible that they are killing with in their left hand and the sword in their right, they don't even know the truth of the document that they are holding themselves. The idiots, the ones who are promoting it themselves. Muslims don't even know what's in the Quran. In this presentation on syncretism, I have exposed once and for all, and this is not some boast or some empty promise. This is real. I have busted their theology. I have proven beyond a doubt, in this presentation and the subsequent ones to follow, part 2 and part 3, I've got all the material, all the notes ready to go. It's published to the world that astrology is the law of God and the will of God. I've proven that. That's what I've proven. And I've proven that all the theologies are the one and the same theology. Christians don't own the truth, so they can't go around killing other people who don't have their truth that they think they own, which is not the truth. It's a fiction. They've been working as good little foot soldiers for Babylon the Great for too long now. All of them, Jehovah's Witnesses, Mormons, the lot of them, all of these so-called Christians, corporations, they're also selling people down the river. A big, big fiction, guys. And I'm saying if there's any churchgoers listening, I'm not saying get out of Christianity. I'm saying get out of Babylon the Great. Stay with Christianity, or if you're a Jew, stay with Judaism. Just learn what your books are really saying. They're talking about science. So let's get back to truth, get back to our real Christianity and roots and stuff like that, and get out of churches and Babylon the Great. They are all corporate fictions. They are the idols. Beware when you go down into the land of Canaan. Don't serve them. Anyway, this is I'll just share with you guys. Kate, do I need to shut up, or can I just one more minute?
Go with it.
Okay, go on. Go on.
Okay. No, I was just for what's her name? Anyway, whenever I've got to jump off, let me know. But here's one little sample of what you can learn in this presentation. This is the key to deciphering, to cracking their theological code. Because I just said that astrology is the law of God. Here it is. The law of God, you might want to write this down on a piece of paper. The law of God is the Torah, the Pentateuch, the first 5 books of the Bible, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Moses' books. That is the law of God. The Torah is the tarot. The tarot is an anagram for the rota. The rota is the wheel. The wheel is the will of God. And that wheel is the zodiac. That's Jesus Christ and his 12 apostles. Notice I emphasized the silent T in apostles, because the sun, you see, has 12 seasons, 12 posts. And they are the 12 apostles of Jesus. It's talking about astrology. And I've cracked it, and that is the code, guys. That is the code. And if you want to research this, Google the Wheel of Fortune, the Rider-Waite Tarot card, the 10th card of the Major Arcana. Have a look at the Rider-Waite Wheel of Fortune, Google the image, and you will see the Wheel of Fortune. And in that wheel, you will see the word Tarot. And then backwards, it reads Torah. And then mirror imaged, it reads Rota. And that is the will of God. It's the law of God. It's the wheel. We have forgotten the wheel. With the wheel, we can cure ourselves. We can examine our birth charts. We can cure ourselves for free. And we can eliminate Big Pharma. We need to bring the wheel back, guys. It's natural science, and I've proven that astrology is pure science. And I promise you, you will not be disappointed when you see the new video, Syncretism.
Excellent.
Well, this is actually hey, Santos, and my sphere of education doesn't stop with the goofy bond stuff. I'm knee deep in the medical side of the world because that's where I cut my eye teeth in the scam and realized it was the scam because I was a party to the scam, and then I started doing research, education, and God knew what he was doing when he made all things natural. This is what fixes the body. I have incredible information that I can share with anybody, and to prove what I say, it's like the salts, the pure, unadulterated, real salts. When you crush those nodules, that you grind them, it releases everything that's good for your body, including all the nutrients, the dense nutrients that every cell in your body needs to make you whole, to stop the cycle of the blocking of the mind, because if the cells can't, the body's electric, and if the cells cannot respond with each other in continuity of flow, it creates a block in the system. So you and I are, you know what, we need to get on the page together, and we can create our own little world in reference to what you're speaking of, because I will share with you the other side of the coin where everybody can literally, for chump change, for pennies a day, get their bodies right for next to nothing, and it's because your body's not getting the most important elements that you can get from true sea salt. That's the gray stuff, not the garbage you get on the counter. And this other crap they call sea salt on the store shelves, that's what it is, crap. I think they put glass in it. Anyways, anybody wants a full truth, brother, I have an article I will send over to your site on salt, and this will give you the nickel tour and get your mind so right on what I speak on this, which parallels everything else that you're saying, because if you get your body, which is electric, everything runs off a sinoatrial node. That's that little clicker in your heart that keeps you standing upright. Without that thing working and functioning right, you're in an acidic state, the body starts shutting down, and that's when disease starts setting up shop. Well, folks, you can supersede disease on multiple levels, quickly, easily, effectively, and it's right in front of your eyes, and it's chump change. You can get a 5-pound bag of this pure, unadulterated salt that I speak of for about $13. So, folks, it doesn't cost crap. The problem is Big Pharma doesn't want you paying attention. They adulterate everything through the genetically modified food products that you eat. So your body is binded up on multiple levels because the electromagnetic flow in your body cannot flow freely without the cells corresponding with each other. Hey, what the hell do I know? I was just a Navy doc. But you want proofs? I'll give you proofs. Start getting on this, what I speak of, and you can get it for chump change. I'll share with Kate the post. You pay Kate, you can post this. You can get it, and you can get your body right literally within days, because the electromagnetic field in your body will start picking up. It will start shutting down all this deleterious crap that's affecting your body, and it will not impede the flow, but it will increase the flow in all the cells, because without that, it's just like the pineal gland, like you were talking about, Santos. If you're not getting the proper electromagnetic flow through the field, i.e. your system, because your genetically modified garbage is shutting you down, then you're not going to be able to move forward. You're going to become caustic to yourself. Your system backs down, and it starts shutting down, And this is what Big Pharma wants because you're a freaking money mark. Folks, you think the bond thing is big, that Big Pharmacist? I mean, they're all attached to the hip, folks. I can prove everything I say on that because I've done extremely deep in research, and I can show you all the crap on the ties in on Gardasil, the influenza shots, all this crap. You're nothing but a stinking money mark. And not only that, all these shots have thimerosal and mercury, which actually causes a deleterious effect on the body, shutting the actual electromagnetic synapse in the body, so it compromises the immune system, and it's going to shut you down. So, hey, what the hell do I know? Well, folks, you know what? This is my sphere of truth. So you want to step into my world? Hell, all this other stuff's a sideshow. This is where your body needs to operate at its 100% maximum capacity, and it will never do it with the toxins that they're putting in you now. However, you have a way to supersede it, and you can do it for literally pennies a day. A friend of mine, she just went out and bought 25 pounds. I says, damn, you're good for years, sweetheart. Anyways,
we got Patrice on.
Yeah, we got good.
We got her back.
Put her on.
All right. Okay, here's the riot act for everyone. Patrice has a story. Let her finish it. Don't make any comments. If you do, I will boot you from the call. All right, Patrice, let her rip.
Okay, I really don't know where I was or what people know or where we were in the story or where you want me to pick up, Kate. I don't, I just, my position is I feel like there's a lot of listeners on the call. There's a lot of people that want to join the Divine Province. They don't understand. They're in the confused state that I was in searching. Like, we all go through a searching process. Everybody gets to that, climb the ladder, get to the end of the high dive, peer over, oh my God, that's a really far way down. Oh my God, I'm afraid of heights. Oh my God, I'm afraid of water. So, there's all this apprehension, and of course the world's in turmoil. There's a lot of stuff going on. I don't know about you guys. Peter, I think you're on the East Coast, aren't you? I've got a lot of friends and family and loved ones on the East Coast right now that are facing Frankenstorm. So that's, it's something to deal with. It's physical, it's real, you have to deal with it. Food, clothing, shelter, those things are real. Okay, so you can be healthy, but you still need to eat. You still need to sleep. You still need water. You still need human connection, love, community, all the things that are, what this earth and our world gives us in the way of bounty, right? So we need all that. So making the transition is not easy. It's doable. It's not easy. It's confusing, and there will be obstacles, but it's doable. And I want to be that person, the Rosa, Kate and I have talked about the Rosa Parks moment. She got on the bus. She was an elderly woman. She wasn't a young spring chicken, and there were seats up front that were available to sit in. And one day she said, that's it, I'm not sitting in the back anymore. And he said, no, there's free seats up front. Why do I have to go to the back? And, oh, no, you got to sit in the back of the bus. And she says, no, I'm getting off the bus. And so the off the bus moment is a very personal one for each and every one of us. And how people do that, and what their station is in life, and how old you are, how healthy you are, whether you have children or not, whether you were in the military or not, whether you're working professionally, you spent a very strong professional life and an entire business that you're just going to walk away from. That's not easy. Okay, so people need to be prepared. I'm not an individual that has any gold or silver or property or anything. I've been living totally Spartan the last 6 months. I took a very harsh dive. Okay, I climbed up the ladder, went to the end, and went, belly flop. Okay, it hurt, but I did it. And I'm in the water, and I went under, and I came back up, and I had air and water and everything around me, and I've been swimming freely. And I'm like, okay, I can do this. So my feeling is, if I can do it, I want to be a source of encouragement to other people who are afraid that they can do it. That even if you don't have a stack of gold in a pot buried in the backyard, or you don't, I don't know. There's 1,000 things that people are doing. An entire basement full of food to last you for 2 years, or with those are all fear-based things too. I understand that. I don't have any of it. And I went, okay, I'm going on faith. I mean, anybody wants to go back to the archives, Kate, they can listen to the show from whatever it was when you first had me on earlier in the month, October 5th or 7th or thereabouts, when I talk about my plunge, right? Leaving, driving cross country, going to the DP seminar, the same one that I went to that Peter was at. We went to the same one in September, the first one. That first, you guys are the transition. You guys are paving the way. You guys are, anyone who hasn't gone through the paperwork process, and now with the website, my goodness, this website and the process and what's already been streamlined just in 6 weeks is phenomenal. Because I went through a part of why I'm having a little bit of the problem I'm having this week is because I went through a scenario with all those registered mails. I only just now today got back 2 of my green receipt cards to one HC over at the Secretary of State and the other Treasury character, okay, and the other 5 of them went, and 1 was returned, and this, that, and the other thing. All of that's been traversing the mail for the last 6 weeks that I thought was already out and gone, you know, prior to the seminar from the end of August. So anyone who does not have to go through that paperwork should be deeply appreciative of those who have paved the way, created this website, that you can do this simple thing online. And it's really hard, I know, sometimes to appreciate unseen work. However, we're here talking about it. We're telling the story. We're expressing this and saying, look, you know, Peter, you know, tries to encourage you, like, come on, get off your duff, because he's also gone through the pain. So has Kate. I have not been arrested. For some magical mystery reason, I, like a cat with 9 lives, I always manage to land on my feet and find my way out of the briar bush, and I listen enough, and I grab a hold of the things that I know that I can implement. So as I learn and I feel good with that, you know, it's like learning to play the piano. When you're a kid, you get one piece, you learn the scale, then you learn the majors, then you learn the minors, then you learn both hands, you know, whatever it is, you get better and better. And every time these guys, Kate, Peter, James, Thomas, anybody that's come on the show, and Kilvert, everybody, every time I learn something new, including how to bridge the public and the private, because sometimes when you're going across the bridge, you need to speak that language. So I continue to sort of keep an ear to the ground about statutes, because when those people speak to me and I have to interface with them, I want to understand where they're coming from. Not because I'm consenting or I want to participate. I need to be bilingual, so that I can slide easily between public and private. And I think that's the message that Kate, Peter, everybody's been trying to say. But for those of you who are new on the line, listening, or who are only partially through your decision point of when and if, or how, or why you should transition, those are all different stepping stones. The know-how has been established. These guys have paved the way. It's not a dirt road. It's not covered wagon. It's paved. You can traverse it. There's no weeds. It's smooth, and it's phenomenal. Okay, so the knowing how to do it, the know-how is there. Those guys have done it. It's phenomenal. So I would encourage anybody who's at the tipping point to tip. Just jump off the edge and do it. Go to the website, listen to Peter, get on the show, figure it out, pay your $60. That's $60 you'll ever pay, and get started. And start reading and do it. If you're one of those people that's a deep thinker and you're hesitant and you want to know, well, why should I join? Okay, now you're getting to those personal issues of what they were talking about earlier. Well, if you're not happy with the way you're living and you're unhappy being in bondage, and tyranny, and slavery, and you can feel ill in your body, and you can feel ill in your mind and in your spirit and everything else, those are motivations as to why you would want to make a change. If you want more mental machinations about the history or the Constitution or our framework or the glue, the Constitution is the glue between people, it's the law of the land, and how we're going to agree to live, civilized society, love, peace, prosperity, liberty, all those values, those are plenty why to do it. And on some level, everyone knows this, so you get to your decision point. This week, the last couple of days have been very hard for me because I've been without work. You know, those of you who know, I already left the military, forfeited all pay and benefits. I have nothing in savings. I drained it all over the summer. I've, been living pretty much on the edge, going 5 months, going on 6. Now winter's coming, and it's getting even a little bit more challenging as far as elements go. And making that transition to the private, I have, the DP was the first part. Then I have my paperwork, so I noticed people at my status, and that was a really big confidence booster, because as I noticed people and I interacted with law enforcement and I interacted with banks and notaries and everything, I'm like, okay, I can figure out how to operate now in this new status, or I can figure out how to communicate to those who don't understand the status, or I can participate and help educate others who might want to have a similar status, or educate others who might want to communicate with those of us who have the status, because just like we want to be able to communicate or bridge with them, there are good people on that side that may not understand it but are curious and want to bridge with us and are at peace with us. They're not looking to smash our window in and drag us out of the car. They're bankers and professionals and librarians and people that are curious. And I met one of those curious people today in the coffee shop, who, for whatever reason, she started talking to me. She's like, at the end of, and when she said, "What are you doing?" And we started talking for whatever reason. I don't know. I told her to listen to Freedom Inch tonight, Black Radio. I said, "You know what it is?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Well, you should get on, listen to the show." And I told her just a little bit, and before I could even walk out the door, when she said, "Well," she had tears in her eyes. When I told her, she said, "Well, why'd you get out of the military?" I said, "Because I had a crisis of conscience, and I needed to do it," and a whole bunch of other things. So I've been, the last couple of years, a whistleblower of sorts. And I said, but even more, I've been enduring a lot of retaliation because of it. And they're retaliating on me in very hideous ways, interfering with me being able to work, have a contact with family members and things like that. The interference is pretty heavy. And I just got done talking to her. I was ordering a cappuccino so that I'd be warm for the walk back. I've been on my feet all afternoon in the cold. It's part of my story. So I could get on the show tonight. And she said, and she had tears in her eyes, and she said, "I believe you, and I'm really glad I met you." So I quick wrote down my name and address, my email address and phone number and whatever, and told her to get on the show, listen to the archives, and call or email me anytime. It's fine. So people are out there that do want to learn, but we must not scare them. Okay? We want to invite them. And I
Patrice,
just want to be an example, a model. Yes, I can talk about the practicalities of the money order and the DHS and the employment thing, but I don't even know if that story is worthwhile today, Kate.
Oh, totally.
I have a lot to take away with it. These are the questions, the practical questions that people ask. How did you do it? What did you do? And when I tell them, look, I went to the post office, nobody arrested me, that helps others feel confident to do it too. If they're afraid they're going to be arrested or pulled off the highway or this and that and the other thing, if people are afraid to put a box around their signature,
they're done. Hey, Patrice.
They're done. So, yeah.
Patrice, yeah. Just I'm gonna get you to take a breath here, honey. You've been through a lot today and yesterday, and we've all been through a lot.
Oh my God, the last 48 hours have been horrendous for me.
I know they have, and what I need you to do is take a deep breath and step by step. Again, take your time. We have time here, and if we go past the show, it'll be on the recording. So I just need you to know that we don't need to ram this home at light speed, because you've got a very valuable
I know.
story.
I feel like I'm out of time again because I called earlier.
No, you're not.
And now I've lost time again.
That's why I'm telling you, the show is downloadable. If we go off the air, we got 2 hours. If we go off the air, I can continue.
Keep recording.
Okay,
yeah.
So it's my quarter. All right.
Okay, got it.
All right, so chill. Let
me think about what would be helpful. So towards this end of making the transition, and then saying, okay, I've left all this, okay, and I don't receive anything from the government. I've left my military career. I get no pay and benefits. I get nothing. Living on nothing. I don't have gold in the backyard. I'm living out of my car for 5 months. How do I now operate in the private? So I'm like, okay, there's plenty of things that I can do. I'm an educated person. I'm an energetic person. There are things I like to do. And, for example, yesterday I volunteered at the middle school with the middle school girls science club because those of you who know, I have multiple degrees in math, science, and engineering. And so I was volunteering. And, of course, I had put my name on the list to tutor, to do private tutoring, whatever, math and science, whatever, kids who need that. I'm like, okay, that's a way that I can make, food and gas money, which is pretty much my bare minimum needs at the moment. That, phone, and Wi-Fi, pretty much, the nourishment of the soul. And, but, I'm very frustrated because even though I'm working really hard to be at peace and find ways to work in the private, and I'm not bothering anybody, I'm available to tutor, I'm available to do this writing. I applied for a part-time job binding newspapers, and no sooner do I go and apply for something, and I have a right to work. I've talked to other people in DP, someone else in DP has been helping me. He's like, but you have a right to work. Everyone has a right to work, to eat, to live. I mean, James talks about this. Jack talks about it. Kate, you guys, I have a right to work. Okay, so I'm like, okay, what does the work look like for me? What do I want to do?
Patrice.
Yes?
Patrice, I'm going to back you up again, hon. I'm just going to try to keep you on the keel here, just to keep you on the straight and narrow. All right. Yes, we're all with our backs to the wall here. We totally get it. And you are going through it just as much as we are. In some ways, a lot more. But what I want people to understand from what Patrice is saying is, our lifestyle is not really a good sell to people. That this is the price of. Hang on, this is the price of freedom.
Yes.
Patrice, what I want you to do, what I would love you to do, is tell the story of the interactions, and we'll leave everything else to the side for now, because what you have to say in that regard, in your experience of going through what you're going through right now, these are the fruits of that. So I need you to share the fruit, not the soil.
Okay, exactly. So, because I've tilled the fields and stuff is growing, and we want to harvest the work that I've done, right? Because I plowed the fields, and we don't need to go over that, right? So what I've done is try to address this issue of employment from my status as a DT member. Okay, so I saw a job, I applied for the job, and what do they start with? All the paperwork, right? All the bondage, slavery, paperwork, we own you, piss in a cup stuff, right? Okay, so I'm like, okay, how can I navigate this process in a new context, in this status, at peace, and still, assert my living status, and be at peace with these people, and sort of bridge, James talks about the bridge this mechanism. Let me see how to do this dance. Let me figure this out. Hasn't been done. This is what James said at the seminar. A lot of what we're doing hasn't been done before. I'm like, okay, well, let me figure out what this bilingual thing looks like of working in their world while, not consenting to taxes and still maintaining my status over here or whatever. Like, so I fill out the paperwork, and I go through all the machinations. They want this, that, the other thing, all the stuff that I've been talking about this week. And we get to the ID part, okay, which is how I started the show earlier, was that I had gotten to this part with them in the process where they wanted a criminal background check, a drug screen, and identification according to their little I-9 form, A, B, C columns or whatever. And from column B, I gave the driver's permit. From column C, I gave the Social Security card. Because quite frankly, I don't really care about the Social Security card. It's their number. If they want to use it, go ahead. With the W-4, I filled out exempt, okay, because I'm not going to pay the taxes. So the HR person, of course, got her Snickers bundled up a little bit. Wasn't really happy with my driver's permit, even though it was notarized and everything else. Of course, I boxed my signature. And then I put a red thumbprint on it, just to be extra duty. She decided to pull this intimidation thing. That, according to DHS, I don't know what this license is, according to 2011, those of you can listen to the show the other night, Wednesday, I talked about this, it's not valid, blah, 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 blah. End of the day, you need to send me something else. And so she sends me the list, again, of A, B, and C. So I look on there, and I find the school ID. I'm like, oh, no, a school ID will fit for column B. So I whip out my college ID, picture and a number. So I go yesterday morning, and I get a notary, get the fax, blah, 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 scan it, blah, 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 email it to her. And then I also email communication with her and say, look, I don't know what's really that different between the school ID and a number or the DP driver's permit and a number. It's a picture and a number. At the end of the day, it's a picture and a number. It documents my identity, period. That's the only purpose it serves. That's the only reason you're asking for it. It's the only thing that the law talks about, documenting my identity. Okay? So she threatened to rescind the job offer of this little 20-hour-a-week job or 10-hour-a-week job or like a little part-time thing, putting merchandising in the stores for the holidays or whatever. I don't even know what it was. So, but I would have done it. So I write her and say, I gave her 4 opportunities to verify my documentation of my identification.
Yeah, hey, Patrice.
Document. Yes.
Patrice, we covered this.
Yes.
We covered this on the last show. I want you to talk about.
Yeah, so people can listen. Yes.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'm not interested in re-educating people anymore. They either get it or
so
they
can
don't.
Listen to the archive. Right.
Yeah,
right.
get to
so
the archive.
The rest of that story. Right. So I sent her the new one. She hasn't answered me. Whatever. I'll continue with that. Meanwhile, what's also in the archives is my episodes from last week or 2 weeks ago. Okay, with the whole money order thing, right? Me being pulled over by the police and being chased, and and the incident, whatever. Now, what happened is that was in a different state. That was in Wyoming. I'm in South Dakota. I decided to go to Rapid City. But now, meanwhile, the Rapid City post office had already gotten in big trouble about me, because that is where my original 8 registration things had left prior to my going to the seminar in September. Unbeknownst to me, there was a wildfire out here while I was visiting Virginia. There was hell-breaking loose, I guess. I don't know. But by the time I got back and talked to the postmaster in the small town where I've been staying, I had to re-accomplish all that paperwork in order to register mail. The website wasn't up yet. And this was the end of September. And none of them had gone. There was this whole big episode. Somebody's job, all the people in Rapid City at the post office got hysterical. I didn't know about that. I was here in a different town 50 miles away, in a small town. Rapid City's a larger town, 75,000, 80,000 people. So it's a big, sort of city, post office, whatever. We got it done, went out, blah, blah. Now, the reason that's important is because those people are a little unhappy with me, okay? So now those of you who go to the archives can listen to the whole story of the money order, which is like an hour-long story from a week ago, 2 weeks ago, Wednesday or whenever I did it. I now have another money order because someone had attempted to defraud me out of a refund that was due me. So that's a whole other story, and I caught her at it and insisted that she pay me with a money order. That was the next best thing to cash, the only way to get it interstate. So I finally got that money order. I said, fine, I already know what to do because I went to the money order issue. I got in my car this morning and drove to cash that money order, and I needed cash for food and other things, and I had other business in the city that I was going to do, related actually to labels and getting my seal done. I made some labels at the Office Max that I was going to pick up, and so I wanted that money. I went to the post office this morning, and they pulled the same stunt about we only have $100 in the drawer. Okay, these people were waiting for me. They were waiting for me when I walked in the door. I could tell, okay, because there were 2 people at the counter. The post office opened. They were looking straight at me. I was in line. I could feel them staring at me. So I stood back and smiled. And by the time I got to the clerk, she didn't look at the money and said, I can't cash this for you. And we start the whole thing all over again. They knew I was going to box that signature. They knew that I was going to do what I had done 2 weeks ago, Kate, okay?
Yeah.
So then they try to give me a $100 bill. This other guy says, well, I can give you a $100 bill. I said, I don't want the $100 bill. I want 20. Oh, well, we can't do that. Go talk to the supervisor. Okay, now why am I telling you people this? Because don't be afraid about the secret, because nobody arrested me, nobody accosted me, nobody touched me, nobody cracked. It was just obstacles. It's just snow on the road. You're driving, and it's just like icky road conditions, okay? But you can still traverse it. Okay, so it was icky, sticky, and I went to see the supervisor, and they said, okay, they're not paying. Oh, you don't have enough money in the drawer. You can come back in 2 hours, and we'll have more money in the drawer. I said, okay, fine. Because I already pushed that issue 2 weeks ago with the money in the drawer issue, and I said, fine, I'll come back. Well, instead of coming back, which, of course, when I was leaving, I saw the police come, so I don't know what that was about. But maybe it was a coincidence. There's lots of coincidences in the world, right, Kate? So I decided to go to the library and sit, which, of course, I was watched the entire time I was in the library. And but nobody bothers me. I don't get arrested. I don't get accosted. I just am watched all the time. And so I decided to go and get coffee someplace else. And I went across town to a different post office, which was in a store, which presumably would have a lot of money and no shortage of cash in the drawer, right? Especially to redeem a $100 money order. So I said, okay, this is going to be no problem. Now, mind you, I make myself completely visible. I'm completely out there. I'm wearing a bright yellow jacket, yellow backpack to match. You can't miss me. So, the chick in the yellow jacket, is easy to follow. You want to follow me? Go ahead. You want to target me? Go ahead. Okay, I'm not hiding. They're doing anything. I'm being totally upfront. I'm being totally transparent. So I go to the second post office. I'm in line. The guy looks up. He sees me. Looks at me. Looks at the jacket. The color from his face drains. So I know he's already been briefed. He was briefed 2 hours earlier. The chick is in the yellow jacket. Don't cash that money order, right? So what happens when I get to the counter? I get to the counter and I said I'd like to cash this money order. Oh no, I can't cash that. Why not? You guys got plenty of money. I just saw you dispense the money. It's not money in the door. You say, oh no, we don't cash or issue money orders from this location. You have to go downtown to the main post office to that location, which of course is the one where I'd already been 2 hours earlier, which is the same one that's been hostile towards me, blah, blah, blah. Right, so I think this over, and then the second clerk comes up and she goes, oh no, we don't take those. We can't cash that. You have to go downtown. You have to go to the downtown post office only and cash it there. I said, okay, all right, thank you. Right, so I'm not at war with these people. I'm not being belligerent or bellicose or anything like that. I just want to cash the darn money with it. But they looked like they had seen a ghost. It's Halloween. I was the ghost. Okay, so I left I left the store, got in my car, I photocopied the darn money order and the envelope, and I put it back in my backpack, and I drove 50 miles back to where it is that I stay in my little Spartan environment in the small town. So I decide to park my car, leave my car, and get on foot, which of course, you know, it makes it harder for them to follow me on foot because I can go down any street, I can cut across parks and all this other thing. So it's really hard when they're in cars to follow me because they're not going to go as slow as I'm walking. Yes. Yeah,
Patrice, you're going to have just keep it concise. You're going all over the place. I know you got a lot of detail here. I just need the meat and potatoes, hon. Okay, so just keep it as simple as you can because it's getting really long-winded and you're losing people, hon. I need you to get this story because this is important. Okay, it's really important.
So I went to the post office in this town because the postmaster here knows me. Because of the whole episode of trying to send out the paperwork from the seminar. Because we had gone through an entire 2-hour episode, which I'm not going to detail here. But I decided, well, I'll just take this postal money order to the postmaster in the small town that knows me, right? So I walk all the way across town. I get in the line. I'd say, I need to speak to the postmaster. Because now I'm going to tell the postmaster that the people in Rapid City are playing with me again, and I've had it. I do not consent to this game playing stuff, and I really just want the money order cashed, what seems to be the problem, right? So I assert myself, and I get to the counter, and I said, look, she goes, well, how can I help you? And I said, you just want to talk to the postmaster. So she picks up the phone. She's about to dial him, like he's in the back, and then she looks at me, notices I'm wearing a yellow jacket, and says, oh, and she hangs up the phone. He called in sick today. I just stared at her, and I said, oh, see that clerk over there? She knows me. If the postmaster's not in, I'll talk to her, because she's the one who helped me reaccomplish all my paperwork. So I get in line behind her, and she goes, okay, go talk to her. So she goes, oh, hi, Patrice. I said, postmaster's not in today? She goes, no, what do you need? I can help you. And I said, they just want to cash this postal money order. I said, Rapid City's playing games with me again and they won't cash the money order. She goes, I'll cash it for you. I said, oh, okay, great, thank you. Now, here comes the trick. Oh, by the way, you have a return envelope. I need you to sign this thing with the electronic thing, right? Capture my signature. Well, I box it on the electronic thing also. Okay, so if it's print, I box it. If it's the electronic thing, I still box it. Now, I gave her the money order. She put it through her machinery this time before, and I watched her do it. She checked it, and I said, that's not signed. And she said, yeah, I know, I'm going to have you sign it. But she had already pushed it through her machine, not signed, which I thought was very interesting. Then she came back out, and then I signed it, boxed it, handed it out to her. Then she said, let me see your ID. I gave her the DP driver's permit ID. She goes, that's fine. And then she gives me the money. So why people should be afraid of box signature, I don't know. Then she said to me, well, Patrice, she goes, I think sometimes people need to speak up. Right, this clerk. I said, that's correct. I said, because I'm not doing anything wrong, am I? She goes, no. She goes, sometimes you just need to speak up. This is the postal clerk telling me this. If she's telling me this, I'm telling all you guys this. Speak up, assert yourself, box the signature, be who you are. We all have to stop living in this fear thing. Nobody's going to arrest me because I put a boxer on my signature on a postal money order. Now, they're not very happy about it. I think she had the money in her drawer, waiting for me. I think everybody in the darn county, every post office in the county had already been alerted to me this morning. So no matter where I went, it was going to be like that.
Yeah,
they were at the ready.
Yeah. You did mention that they had the exact money waiting and they didn't know what the money order was, right?
Oh yes, that's correct. Like, I can give you the 100.
Patrice.
Yep.
Okay, calm,
yep.
hun. This is the meat I'm talking about. Okay, what's going to happen here if you keep going the way this is going? You're gonna just paste everything over with a ramble, and I need people to get this. When Patrice went into the post office, okay, when she went in, they already had the money ready, waiting for her, and she hadn't even shown
them what the amount of it was.
Right. So right. As soon as she says it, she gets stomped on. Right. Say it again, Kate.
Okay, in short, when you went in, they already knew exactly how much your money order was for, and you hadn't even shown it yet. What I'm trying to explain to people is what Patrice is doing is scaring the shit out of them. That they're waiting for her with probably electronically tracked, which you can get rid of in a microwave in 20 seconds. I don't care if it's nano or not. Just throw the envelope in a local 7-Eleven microwave. That'll take care of any tracking. But what Patrice is doing is blazing a trail, and I know she's doing it right. It's because they're watching her. And it's people like Patrice, myself, and Peter that are doing this. So we need you guys to pay attention. We're not in Kansas. So meat and potatoes, hun. Enough of the ramble. I need the captain speaking.
Okay, well, I know. I'm just tired, and I got upset earlier.
I know,
so
Captain.
The thing is, and I'm cold, and so, here's the thing. I walked all the way across town to get to this post office, right? And the U.S. Character with the green jacket is also on foot. And comes up to me. I'm like, okay, this is a totally empty park. So I know, like you're saying, Kate, the fact that I'm doing it right is because they found me. So it's like, are you lost? No, I'm not lost. I just want to get across the bridge over that way, across the creek. So I thought it was very interesting that they had one of their feds out on foot. And then I told her I want to get up to the main highway where the McDonald's is. I did not say the post office, but the McDonald's is near to the post office. I said the McDonald's. Interestingly enough, when I tried to log into the show tonight from the McDonald's Wi-Fi, I was not allowed to enter the McDonald's Wi-Fi. I was shut out of their Wi-Fi with a technical difficulty with an 800 number I'm supposed to call. Well, no, I just closed that was part of my delay, Kate, getting to you, because I was trying to log in from there, and I had to close down and walk all the way back in the cold to get to a place where I could talk.
Patrice, hun?
Yes.
Here we go again. Enough. Okay? We get it. You're in a shit position. I get it. I'm in a shit position. Peter's in a shit position. We need you to just get the meat out, hun, because we've talked for half an hour, and I said I've got the emails. I could read the emails in less than 5 minutes and get the point out.
Yes.
Okay? I need to stop doing this, or I will put you on hold. I need you to get
read the email. What is it that you want me to tell? I don't know what else there is to tell other than...
I will share with everyone what you were talking about with regards when you sent the Washington Post thing about the Canadian Embassy and stuff. I know there were tie-ins there. This is the stuff I'm speaking about, okay? And what I want to get...
that stuff, I forgot about that.
Right, I know. Guess why I'm a host. Okay, so okay, stop. Host speaking law. Okay? What we need to have happen here is concise, pure information. I get it. Okay? If you want to 2 hours
I forgot about the Washington Post this morning. That was probably related to my letter that I sent yesterday with the DHS and the employment thing.
Right. You're making waves. They're getting the memo. This is the message. We are changing it, hun. All right? So
okay, then you read it. You go ahead. It doesn't have to be from me. You can say the story. Go ahead.
No. I need it coming from you because it comes from your heart, hun. Stay with me here. I need you to walk with me on this, okay?
Okay.
What Patrice has been going through is she's sending the memo out, and she's walking the trail, And it's a very difficult one, but that's not to say that anyone listening has to do the same thing. What's happening right now is it's being done. We are doing it. What we're asking people to do is stupid little things like boxing their fucking signature. Do something. That's all we're asking. Because it's making waves. It is changing the energy. It is confusing them, the system. It is awakening them, the system. We're here to wake them up. Okay? And they're going to track us. They're going to follow us. Santo, you've been there. Tony, Peter, we've all been there. I've been, photographed, you name it. They bought a house behind mine to stake me out, for crying out loud. I get it. Right? They're
probably you sure can't do it with.
You know what, Patrice? No, the captain I want to hear from is the one that is laughing at the system, not bitching and whining, okay? I love you. Get the story out. We got like 10 minutes left here.
I don't have email on that right now, so if you want to talk about the Canadian Embassy thing, I think it's related to my diatribe on the email that I sent to that lady about the employment. Like, what seems to be your problem? What more do you want?
Again, what the whole gist of what we're trying to say, I'm going to wrap it up on this point, Patrice. What we're trying to say is Patrice is walking the walk, and she is doing what we're talking about, and it is creating havoc within the system, and they cannot touch her. She's on the air with us right now. Bitch all you want about cold. I've been there, I've been there.
Right.
Okay?
Who cares?
I don't care. I don't care.
Way.
Okay, now listen to me. I care about you. I just don't want people getting clouded with the drama. The drama here is we are tearing the system down. Box your signature.
Yes.
Just do something.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
But it's non-violent. If we're not advocating any violence, there's no gun, there's no blood on the street. It's a paper, electronic, energetic change.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So we don't, there's no, why they perceive us as a threat is not so much because we're being violent or aggressing or carrying, it's none of that going on. We're insisting upon the change. We do not consent anymore to the tyranny. I don't want to play your paper games. I just want to work in honor. Stop running me around. Please just redeem the money order. What seems to be the problem? Just basic stuff.
All right. Yep, I totally get it. Now, here's the thing, and why I let you go for a bit tonight because you do the half hour to get a 5-minute story out. I'll put you on hold. I love you, but I'll do it. Because we need people not in the drama, hon. You are making such a difference out there. I stay in touch with you with the cell phone, and I've asked you, and you've been doing it. You text me. I told you. I just want to make sure everything's cool, and everything is. You've got the good and the bad watchers happening all around you. What I want now is we got like 8 minutes on air left here. What I want is I wanted other people's opinions and input. I want Peter and Santo and Tony to jump in here and basically attest to what you're saying as far as what we've been through. So I'm going to get you to wait for a second. Let Santo jump in.
He's not there.
Okay. He's still showing on the board, but all right, he might be muted. Okay. Peter, what have you got?
Hey, it's you got to we got to hoe the yard, folks. We're going back to ground. That's all this is, going back to ground, knowing who you are, stepping into, like I say, no warring, folks. We're just going in love and harmony. I know I sound a little bit more aggressive than that because that's that jarhead coming out of me after 8 years with them rockheads. They brought out the best in me. So I know how to bark. I'm a barker, but it's all good. I'm a marshmallow heart. Ask my daughters. I'm the softest marshmallow you ever find because I'm doing this for them. I'm doing what we do, what we're all doing here, we do for others as well as ourselves, and that's called taking a stand because I love them enough to actually have the capacity to stand up for that which I believe. And it's not just a belief, it's an action. I actually take an action. I ain't afraid of no ghost, like they used to say on Ghostbusters. I ain't afraid of shit, folks. You know what? It's time to rock this boat in a good way, and we're not warring. We're going in love and harmony, and you know what? The nefarious ones have been doing their dirty deeds and having us lay down because we've all laid quiet. So guess what? By taking an action in a capacity, non-violent, not warring or anything like that, they will be held accountable. In the end, it's all on the wheel. What goes around comes around. But you got to be willing to stand up for yourself. I can't carry your water. So based on that, folks, I got love for all of you. We all got to come together. This is for us. We're the collective. Snap the hell out of it and let's get together. It's all good. We can take our collective energy and bring it forward, and it's all about the energy because they're stealing your freaking res. That's why they call you a resident. They're stealing the res. So if you don't like them stealing the res, take a stand, move forward, take an action, get yourself educated, dig in. We post everything for educational learning curve for all. And it's not a complex one, but you got to be willing to open your eyes and do a little bit of water carrying for yourself. And we'll help you carry. We'll help you if we got to help you carry the bucket a little bit. We can do that, but you got to be willing to meet us halfway, folks. It starts with you too.
Yep, exactly. And like when Santo mentioned at the very outset of the show, the information that we're bringing forth here are the bonds and the signature boxing and the rest of it. These are the basic truths that are going viral. And people like Patrice are the ones out there on the front line, like the rest of us, that have been doing this, blazing these trails so that when we peel the layer off, it comes off and it stays off. It doesn't go back. It can't. Truth realized is yours, and it can never, never be taken from you. Okay? Truth, once it's realized, it's yours. There's not much more I can really say on that.
You with us, Kate?
A writer, I'm reading between the lines. Now, was wondering if Tony wanted to jump in there for a sec, because it looks like I'm going to get bumped again.
Just more of the same, really. We've got to actually get on out there and start acting on this stuff, because it's, like you said, once the fraud's revealed, we're going to start pointing it out to people and saying, you do actually realise what's going on here. Once you've discovered it, it's like, oh, there it is. So get out there, box the signatures, make a noise. And as the woman said to you, Patrice, speak up. In other words, go out there and tell more people about it. And, it's definitely, it's about making a change. And that's the point. Get out there, keep it up. And good on you.
Yeah, what Patrice is doing, what we're all doing, and I do want to correct one thing there, Tony, that you said. We got to do something. Actually, the ones that are in this call right now, we are doing something. So I'm putting it out to you, the listener, needs to do something instead of sitting back going, I wonder what's going to happen here. How about you go out and play with the other kids and show and tell? Dean said it very well the other night. Worst thing's going to happen. Why? You get 20 days in jail, big deal. 150 years, 100, 200 years ago, they were burning your whole house down and killing you and your family. So this is the easiest it's ever been in history to get freedom. We've worked for this, guys.
Right, nothing's happened to me. I get a few conflicts, but at the end of the day, I accomplished what I set out to do. Yeah. So if I can do it, I'm nobody. You guys can do it too. I'm not anything. I just go out there and go, well, gee, let me try it. Just try it. You'll like it. I don't know.
Yeah, so anyway, we got like 2 minutes left here. We'll wrap this one up for the night. No, I mean, really, a lot of stuff. What tonight can be more than anything else is a testimony to the things that we've already done to plant those seeds, and that's what Patrice is doing. And what Patrice has outlined tonight very eloquently is the amount of plowing that we have to do as farmers to make it possible to plant those seeds. But these seeds are planted. These are things that are going to be talked about tomorrow and the next day by all those that interact with us, and that's you and out there as well. And every time you box a signature on a piece of money, or which is a government check or a check or whatever, you're creating a ripple. That's the butterfly flap of the wings that creates a tsunami. So how about you flap your wings, butterflies? And it takes nothing.
Hey, if everybody on the call tonight went and put something in a box tomorrow or over the weekend, it'll make them a lot happier that they can't rehypothecate it. Yeah, you're going to make share the love and the harmony, folks. No more rehypothecation.
Yeah, and there's no excuses, guys. No excuses. Wednesday. Yeah, 20 seconds left. We got.
Hey, I followed the captain's order. She gave me an order, a directive, and I went and put it on dadgum money order. It was especially the postmaster didn't have no problem with my box. Kate, shut up.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so the bottom line here, guys, you can get all the information, loveovermind.wordpress.com for any of the documents and whatever. Get over to suijuris.me, SUIJURS.me, Juris, suijuris, SUIJURIS.me. You can email me, all my contacts through the blog. Listen to the archives. If you need the information, don't be looking for it in an email or whatever. Just go look for it, get a hold of me, all right? I'm sure for myself. Plant some seeds. That's all you got to do. Just plant some seeds.
Time to grow this bitch.
We've already plowed the fields, guys. Go out and plant a box signature seed and watch what grows. Anyway, you've been listening Outside the Box. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, Kate of Gaia. We'll catch you Sunday night with the Santos Bonacci syncretism. Good night.
Good night.
Yeah,
later, guys.
All right. Yeah, we're still rolling here, guys, on the recording. If you want to talk for a little bit, but
what do you want to talk about?
I'm going to actually quit, Kate, because it's really late in the morning. I've been travelling to London all day. I'm absolutely shattered.
Yeah, Tony, get on your bike, my son, and get some sleep, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Well, later, your today, my tomorrow. Okay?
All right. Thanks for that. Cheers, Peter. Cheers, Patrice. Cheers, all. Sunday.
Bye.
Cheers, guys.
All right. It looks like it's just you, me, and actually, it looks like it's just you and me now.
Okay. So what else is there to cover?
Not
There's actually a lot I left out. I know I was rambling, but I was when I was ready to talk to you, I was ready to talk to you until I got smashed, and I debated whether or not I could come back on and not do that way. Yep.
Okay, stop. I'll call you on my cell because this is in the download, so I don't want to be talking about this. Now I got to edit the damn show. Okay, so I'll call you back on the cell. Okay, love?
Okay.
All right, later. Bye.
All right.
Hey, welcome to Outside the Box. Here we are on a Friday night. It's a little rainy where I'm at, and we got Peter waiting for Tony to get in the queue here, and you know what it's like when he tries to get on the air. And I know that we'll be having Patrice calling in a bit later, but Peter and I are definitely going to go a bit further on the bond issues and the birth stuff and all the rest of it. So, yeah, anyway, Peter... you're my son. Yeah, there you are. How are you doing?
I'm trying to eat. I haven't eaten all day. People are, go figure. You know, everybody wants to talk.
Yeah, no kidding. It's funny that you say that because that's exactly what we had to do. It's like no time here to eat.
Now there you go, whacking you already. You gotta love it.
I'm hoping Tony can call in because he had some interesting news that had been developing in the UK, and we've had a lot of interesting things happen up here today. Also, with regards to Patrice calling in, she's going to be calling in a bit later. Can serve her minutes. So I'm going to do a shout out for anyone that can open their arms to Patrice. She's having a bit of a rough go of it in terms of living accommodations and what have you. So if anyone down in the U.S., if you guys have anything or anyone that can help or whatever, as far as that goes, please just fire me off an email, katie@reneeoutlive.ca, and we'll get things hooked up. We got to get our Patrice safe, warm, and dry. As she calls where she's living, she calls it her sleeper, and doesn't always have access to Wi-Fi and all the rest of it. So anything anyone can do as far as that goes, that would be awesome. So, shall I keep talking while you eat, or are you okay?
No, you're good. Keep going. Yeah, keep rolling. I'm just trying to get my blood sugar up so I can carry on.
No worries, no worries. Yeah, a couple of interesting things coming across my desk today. It's been a rather interesting day. I wanted to outline a couple of things that have been, bubbling to the surface with regards to what Lucas sent me via, Facebook chats and what have you. It seems to be, everyone's heard you talk, and me, but more so you, Peter, talking about the bonds and calling the bluff and whatever. And my first reaction is always one of, yeah, I totally agree with that, because that's where it's at. It had to start at the original sin with birth. And one of the questions I've always had rattling around in my head was, okay, great. So how did they end up killing us right after birth, basically? And a couple of ideas have come to fruition, and again, still in the process of sorting out and clarifying. But the premise is this: when Peter has been talking about the bid, performance, and payment bonds in the U.S., that's 24, 25, 25A. In Canada, it's 504, 505, 506. They're all construction bonds, and which makes total sense because what we're dealing with here is a construction. It doesn't matter if it's built with wood or whatever. It just so happens that the human body is mostly a carbon heat engine, but it's still a construction. It still had to be built, and it was built. Well, the original contract between mom and dad kind of thing, and then mom got busy doing all the building. So mom's a key player in this, obviously, right? Because she's the one that actually does all the work. And that's where Lucas brought a few things to the table with regards to different words. And I kind of, because he was working at trying to figure out how'd they kill us? Because we're dealing with a trust and a will, right? A secret will and trust. So you can't have that with a living entity. It has to be a dead thing. So here's what we came up with, and one of the magic words that Lucas came up with was, contractions. The mother has contractions. She goes into contractions, which is contract ions, which means that the baby's just about to contract with the physical universe, come out into its own, right? Because up until that point, mom's doing all the work of feeding and housing and doing all of that, right? She's basically the nation for the baby, the as above, so below. And so she goes into contract ions with the baby. There's your bid, because it's all about, contracts, right? And when you want to get a contract, you put a bid out, an offer. So we have there's the bid, the contractions, the contract ions. And then, of course, sometimes the project takes a bit longer. Sometimes mom's in labor for half an hour. Sometimes, 30 or 40 plus hours sometimes. And longer, and that's the labor. So there's a lot of labor goes into delivering this cargo, and of course, traveling down the birth canal. Jordan Maxwell covered a lot of this stuff very, very eloquently a very long time ago. So the baby, as Lucas put it so eloquently, breaks out of the Admiralty waters from the embryonic sac, breaks out of the Admiralty waters. All on its own, so now it's free of the original sin of mother and father because they're part of the state, right? They're already slaves, basically, and giving birth to, hopefully, what will become another slave. And that's why they do this thing right out of the gate to ensure they can trap not only the body, but the being that is riding around in it. So how do they do that? Okay, well, you have your bonds there. There's your bid, performance, and your payment is the baby delivered. The cargo is delivered. And if it's delivered in any state-owned or feigned to soon be owned, and that could be your own house because, well, hey, if you pay property taxes, you're on the tax roll. And they like to roll drunks, these guys, or just roll everyday people. So the cargo has been delivered. So there's the payment is fulfilled, as it were. So the assumption of going into the hospital is actually the contract in and of itself. And I got a document across my desk today that I have yet to have a look at, but I also got some photographs of an actual deed poll with the baby's footprints on it. You see, because when both my daughters were born, of course, they take them away because they're going to, quote, clean them up, and unquote. And what they're actually doing is they're taking that cargo away from him as quickly as possible to get his footprints onto the deep hole. This is how heinous these people are. If there are any medical professionals listening tonight, I need you to stop aiding and abetting in slavery, because that's what you're doing. And
well, hey, Kate, it parallels exactly what we've been saying about the damn birth certificate scam with the HBR, the baby's footprints. It's covered very well in that document, that 14-page document, because when the baby comes into the world, they got to put them prints on something.
Yeah, it's and another individual I was talking to today had direct interactions with the DTC, and basically had been told that they were on the right track with the information, and stirred up a lot of trouble for this individual. And I got a bit of the history on that, and got to see a bit of it happening in real time as well. But you know, I haven't, like I said, I haven't even had the time today to open these up. By the way, I just got tagged here from Santos. Maybe we can drag him in. So I'm going to see if he wants to come into the show, if that's okay.
Sure.
Okay. Anyway, carry on there, Peter. Sorry.
Yeah. Anyways, I sent you a document a couple days ago in a Skype. Did you not get that one about the birth? And it was an article done by my brother Alfred. He does excellent articles in uncovering about the birth certificates and some other stuff. And
birth certificate order details, is that the one, or?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, just opening it up.
Yeah. I pretty much forwarded it to everybody in a Skype.
There we go. That should get them home. Yeah, we're going to get Santo on. I think I'll be running the board with us, Peter, or Tony again. I'll be on the board with Santo on Sunday night. Tomorrow night we're having a bit of a dance party with Freedom Reigns. They hosted at Miola, and their password. We don't have a password. That's for the hosts only, and you're using the board. Only one host at a time. Sorry guys, at a time can call in. Oops, can use that call in. All right, so you have to log in normal. So sign out with Freedom Reigns. Sign in with your own Facebook. There we go. Okay, so that's it. Now I understand what's going on. He was trying to bring in from the from the board. He is a host. Yes. What is a box signature? Well, it's where you put your signature. Thanks, John. Good question. It's where you put your. We want to talk about this tonight, so let's start off on this, Peter. This is a great start. When you sign anything, when you put a box around it, you have lifted it off the paper. You have removed the ability to hypothecate that, i.e., to lend it to someone through UCC 3419, where they can do whatever the hell they want to remonetize it time and time again. So when you put a box around it, it goes stop, because you've basically put a border around your nation. Okay, no one touches, and that's part of law of nations too, I guess. That's just the first thought that came to mind there. What do you think, Peter?
I got sidetracked. David Russell's telling me about issues with the dam system, and there's not a damn thing I could do from it. 300 miles away. So, anyways.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody wants you to fix crap. I'm not the techno geek. Wrong guy. They always want to bring it through my door, and I have no clout. I'm not there. So, therein lies the problem. So. Anyways, I'm getting diverted from my task here, so let me get back onto this page. And what was the question? I'm having, like I say, blood sugar's down tonight.
Yeah, just about the box signature. When you put a border or a box around your signature, you've actually put a border around your nation, which is you. who you are. It's like you're lifting your nation off in it. I see a smacking of love nations there. And something else, too, with regards to seals and why they're critical over signatures is they can't rehypothecate a seal, but they can a signature.
Right.
Only slaves sign for things.
Right, and live flesh and blood men seal things.
Yep.
That's why I tell people, get off the damn signature stuff. I don't seal nothing. I mean, I seal everything. I don't sign anything. Anyways, yeah, I had a chance to go down to the post office and deal with a money order, and they don't have a clue what the hell I'm doing there. I just put the damn box around it in purple and put my Peter Eugene on it, and I know they're not going to be able to hypothecate that instrument anymore.
Perfect. And we have Santo and Tony on the line here, so, and I might actually throw another guest on. Looks like he's got his wheels turning. So
brilliant.
Oh, and Patrice just joined us, so I don't know if she wants to go on the air right now, or so I'll tell you what, you guys can carry on and talk, and I'm going to
Anyway.
Yeah, you guys.
Well, I think everybody should be boxing in their signatures across the country, folks. Yeah, you know, we're going to have some real fun with this. They won't be able to hypothecate any of these instruments. You got your payroll check, hypothecate the damn box. Put the damn deal in a box, and so they can't use the damn. This is what's killing the
around me to try and point me in an opposite direction. In other words, I was trying to pull in that direction over there, and the universe has been putting situations in my way where I'm going, okay, maybe I'm not supposed to be going in that direction. Maybe I'm supposed to be going in this direction. Okay, that's called resonating. So one of the things that's been resonating with me really recently is about actually getting up off our butts and actually going out there and trying to be part of the change that we're talking about that we implement. And one of the suggestions was that if we can get certain amounts of information viral about what we might do, which is pay number 10 Downing Street a visit and ask some very pointed questions to somebody out there. I was just basically resonating with that opportunity and going, yeah, I'd be prepared to do that. You know, if people wanted to stand by me and people wanted to, you know, if we could get this information to go viral and then, you know, make a few phone calls, and I'd be willing to go and get that recorded and to go and ask some very searching questions. And I'll just throw that out there as one of the offers. And that's been resonating with me, so what do you think?
Absolutely. Again, this is about show and tell, not just people telling, right? And, you know, and that's the thing. A lot of people won't even get up the gumption to, you know, box a signature, you know. Well, what happens if? I don't know. Just do it. All I know is that it.
Hey, I did it yesterday. I had fun, and the postmaster didn't have no problem with my box.
Exactly.
No comment.
Boy, I opened myself up to that one, didn't I?
Yes, you did. Oh, by the way,
never mind.
Disclaimer for tonight, you know, and that's not to disclaim anything that we're saying as being truth, because it is truth. What we're doing this for is to make sure that everything that we say, that we're grown-ups and it's about us. So don't be including any third-party individuals in here that you know, gift us with the time and space to do this. So if you can't handle the heat, get out of the fire. If you can't handle the show, well, you know, the door you walked in actually opens up and you can walk right back out again. No harm, no foul. If you want some hard-cutting truth, if you want it right in your face, well, you're in the right place. We don't pull any punches here. We've been slaves for too long. If you're really happy with that paradigm, then I would recommend you stick your head back in your government. Govern is Latin for rectum and ment mind, so rectum mind. So yeah, stick your head back in your rectum mind. That would be pretty good. Anyway, so there's the end of that I can speak for me, and I will speak for me only, just as you guys will. That's good. Anyway, carry on.
No, I basically said my piece. You know, that's a suggestion that's recently come to me, and I think I'm going to, you know, run with it as long as everybody else thinks it's a good idea.
I think it's a great idea. I mean, hey, you know, That's all we've been doing. I didn't think it was a good idea to go back to my house that night, but I just said, if not me, then who? You know?
Hey, Kate, Santos wants to know the password to get in the game.
Oh, all he has, he just has to log in to, I gave him the link. All he has to do is click on that and log into Blog Talk with his Facebook and hit the Skype button.
Okay. Okay, you're going to have to explain that a little slow because I'm a slow dog. Okay, click on the link. What link would that be? I guess.
I got it.
Shall I bring him in?
All right.
Shall I bring him in?
Yeah. I'm the technology deficient, you guys. You got me in the deep end. I'm just a thinker type guy.
Let's see if this works.
Oh, man. We call it that for a reason. We call it that for many reasons. So what I gotta, basically what you do is click on the link, log in to Blog Talk. I'm telling everyone how to do this if they need to call in. Log into Blog Talk with your Facebook account. Refresh.
So they could, tie in the bouncing ball a little bit. More proofs, just more proofs.
Okay, and just so you know, I've got Tony on the line here. We got him in, and I've got Patrice, so I'm going to bring her in because I know she has very limited minutes. So I'm just going to bring everybody hot on the board.
Well, tell her she's got to talk extra fast now.
Yeah.
No, don't tell her that.
But,
Hello, we got some cracking up again.
yeah, and it's like we lost Patrice there. Oh, that's right. She said she was gonna listen. I'm sorry, Patrice. She said she was gonna listen in on the phone. She's limited minutes. So tell you what, hon, if you are listening, give me a text and let me know what's going down. I'm just waiting for Santo to tag me back to see if he wants to come in the show. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm just checking in all my things here. So. Okay. Wow, it's all coming in. Did you want to go over? That was my order confirmation. That was for the birth certificate. What we should be doing order the death certificates and preparing them.
Yeah. They got them too. They got nice red digits on them suckers too. A buddy of mine actually got them on his wife. They gave him 4 registered death certificates with red digits, different red digits on all the death certificate bonds. So they're making it in and out, and every which way hypothecation can happen.
Wow. I'm just looking at. This is weird.
I see Santos over. Let me see. I'm going to tell him to come on in.
Yeah, he's definitely there. It would be a good idea to bring in. It'll be Richard now. So we got everybody showing up tonight. So talk about timing. All right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wasn't sure if Patrice was wanting on the air. 'Cause I know her. I know she's coming on the air. I just wasn't sure if she was going to listen for the first bit or whether she's listening via the phone. So I'm just checking my phone right now. Okay. Just got time spent several hours ago. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. Yeah, I've been getting messed with on a lot of different levels today. Oh, we just lost Tony. Messed with on a bunch of different levels today. So just bear with me, guys. Okay. So hello, Richard. Welcome.
Hi.
All right. So just you and me again, Peter. I don't know. Have you heard from Santo yet? Okay. I got no sound here at all. Oh, there you are. Can you hear me okay, or what's going on here?
I can hear you fine. I don't know anybody else.
No, there's nobody else. Tony got bumped.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he's back.
Brain fart. The blood sugar hasn't kicked in yet.
No, that's okay. Yeah, Tony's back. Tony.
Kate, how you doing?
Good. Hey, you said you had some news, so Santos wants to come in, so I'm going to give him the link to the show. Just give me a second here. Oh, bloody hell. Why does it always happen? All right, here we go. I got to go to this. All right. Freedom Reigns, Blog Talk. I just gotta do a link for Tony. Carry on, buddy. I'm gonna bring Santo into the call. So start sharing some stuff that you were talking about today.
Yeah. Well, that's an interesting one. Several things have recently gone a bit strange of late. And one of the things that we've been doing is basically resonating with things. In other words, just picking up on a resonant energy and just seeing if certain things resonate with you, if they fit, if they hang with you, or if something feels, no, I shouldn't do that, or no, I don't want to do that because of this, that, or the other. I call it resonating. So some of the things that have been resonating recently is with things have been happening